All right. Hey, good morning, YouTube. Well, it's more like afternoon, but it could be any time where you are when you watch this video. But anyway, I am going to attempt to cut my hair. Okay. I have always worn my hair short. Okay. I'll put it like this. I've worn my hair short more times than I haven't worn it short. Okay. First time I got my hair cut like a bald fade, okay? I was in college. What was it? It was my junior year, going into my junior, was it my junior year or my sophomore? Going into my junior year. Came home for the summer. The year before that, I had my sophomore year, when I'm talking about, yeah, I said in college. My sophomore year in college, hold on for a quick second. My sophomore year in college, I had grew out my perm, okay, because I had wore a relaxer for my perm, and I'm nervous about this, okay, doing this because I've never done it before, okay, but I wore it. Grew up my perm. Okay, I'm sorry I'm stumbling over my words and everything, y'all. Okay, but anyway, I grew up my perm. I thought I had something in my teeth. Grew up my perm, and I was wearing like a high top fade. Okay, because I didn't let it all grow out. I let, enough of it grow out. Went to this lady in D.C., this lady she did here. She was really good, okay? And I told her to cut my, the rest of my perm out. She did it real nice. It was beautiful. But y'all remember Kid and Play back in the day? Okay, you remember Kid? That's how I had my hair. But my hair was so soft, okay? It was real soft. I had never worn my hair natural before. I didn't know what to do with it, and I didn't know the texture of it in its natural state. So often, like if the wind blew, my high top fade would be, I really didn't know how to keep it up. So I started getting it cut shorter and shorter and shorter, just trying to maintain it because I didn't know how to maintain it. All right. And I wanted to be natural, be the sister, the black sister, okay, be my natural self. So I came home to Cleveland that summer and I kept getting it cut shorter and shorter. And it's just like no matter what I did, I just did not know how to maintain my hair, okay, in a natural state. I was in college back then, and we did. A lot of people wore braids. We wore like the box braids with the bob and everything. I just never had the money to get it done, okay, because it was like $100. I was a student in college. I didn't have that kind of money to get my hair braided. So I came home for the summer. I went to this barber, this woman my mother told me about. I told her, I said, just cut it all off, because I don't know what to do with it. Well, she cut it off, but she left like like a patch of hair, like, I don't know, it was like in a hump right up here. It just looked ugly, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, what is this? I can't walk around looking like this, okay? And I'm not gonna lie, when I first went natural, and I remember I thought, this was back in the day, okay? And like I said, I was going through, coming into the knowledge of myself, as a black person, and as a black woman, and I wanted to be natural. I didn't want to wear my hair straight. I had this thing with, I ain't gonna look like no white woman by the head. So I remember the first time when she did it, I had that high top fade. Everybody was like, oh my God, that's so cute. But when I looked in the mirror, I thought it was ugly. I had never worn my hair like that. I had never looked like that before. I had a natural hairstyle, let alone I'm, a little afro or whatever. It was a high top fade, but still to me it was an afro. So I felt really ugly and I didn't know how to maintain it. So like I said, I kept getting cut shorter and shorter. Came home to Cleveland for the summer. Went to this woman. She left a big old patch of hair right here. It was all short, but just this little patch of it. I can't even describe it. Okay, it was something I had never seen before. And I was looking like, why the hell did she do that? And I didn't really, I didn't tell her, cut that shit off. You know what I'm saying? Why you got me around here looking like this? So I felt like I felt even more ugly, and I felt like I looked like a dude, with this patch of hair on the top of my head. So I was like, I didn't have it for no more than a week. So I was like, I'm going to my brother's barber. Okay. He was my brother's barber from when we was kids. Okay. Well, my brother, he still would go to him when he came home. It was right up the street from my house. Well, maybe like a 15, 20-minute walk or something like that. I went to him. I'm laughing because the man was drunk. Okay. He was an older dude, the barbershop, like in the hood, because that's where I live. Okay. And he was drunk as fuck. Okay. I was young. I was scared of everything, shy and shit. But I went and sat in that man's chair. Let me tell you something. I told him I sat in his chair. He said, baby, what you want me to do, baby? I said, I want you to cut this patch of hair off the top of my head. And he looked, he said, baby, if I cut that patch off top of your hair, baby, he said, you ain't gonna have no hair because he said, I have to even it off. I can't just cut that part and just let you go. He was like, it's a certain thing. I gotta even it off so you look decent. I was like, okay, just do whatever you have to do. Just get this shit off the top of my head. His man cut that patch off the top of my head. That man gave me the baddest cut. It was gorgeous, okay? He had lined it up some kind of way, it was real, it was a soft line up. It wasn't hard like a man or anything, but he had it coming down, and here it came down like right there to a point, like it was fly as fuck to me. You understand what I'm saying? I looked in the mirror when he got done. Mouth fell open, and I fell in love with it. I was like, oh my God, this is so nice, and it was like a bald fade. Now we talking early 90s, okay? And we talking about Cleveland, Ohio, okay? That was not the business for a woman to be walking around with her hair like that, all right? So I remember that night, I go home, I walk home, and that night, I grew up in church. That night, I was in Church of God in Christ. And we were, they have jurisdiction. So it was a state jurisdictional meeting that night, right? My mother walked in the door, my brother walked in behind her. My mother looked at me, she was like, and just turned her head, because I was always doing shit that was just different. That's just how I was. I was never like the conventional, I'm gonna do everything everybody else is doing. I had marched to the beat of my own drum. My brother walked in the door, looked at me, his mouth fell open. He was like, that look good. You know what I'm saying? My mother didn't say shit, right? Go to church that night, to the meeting, to the state meeting, all right? Anybody out there coaching, you know about them state meetings, okay? And we had our own building, like we were not in a hotel or anything like that. So whenever we would have those meetings, I never would go in church. I'd be out there talking to everybody, playing around. My mother was always in charge of the concession, so I would be selling candy, whatever she had back there for us to sell. That night, I walked all the way to church, just rebellious as hell. I walked in church, sat almost all the way in the front, stood up, clapping to the choir. These things I never did, even though I grew up in church, okay? Well, not when I was with her, okay? I would go to church with my grandmother. I was on a whole different program there. That's another story. So anyway, got a call that night. Well, not that night. I got a call eventually from my pastor, trying to see, is everything all right, daughter? Well, you trying to see if I like girls and all of that type of thing, okay? Because that was the mindset, just because I had my hair cut, okay? And that was not the case. And I was telling him about the women in, what's the tribe, the Maasai women, how they would, cut their hair, bald when their sons went off to, study for what kind of study or whatever, prepare for war, to become warriors, basically, and he wouldn't care nothing about what I was talking about, okay? But it was so cute to me, and I wore that hairstyle for years after that. Crazy thing is, when I went back to school, that year, I was going into my junior year, right? And I went to Howard, so I went to a black school. And there were not that many women on campus back then who were walking around with their hair, like that, super short, black campus or not. It just was a different time period, okay? So I remember there was one girl, oh my God, her hair was so sharp. She wore hers really short. Another sister, then there was me. It wasn't a whole lot. It was not an in-style thing at the time. As a matter of fact, when I was in DC, people used to, if you all remember the singing group Jeanne, people would ask me left and right, because I hadn't heard of them at one point. And people would just be coming up to me, not necessarily people on campus, but just people in the city, Hey, is you that girl from Jeanne? Ain't you Jeanne? And I was like, I don't know, what you're talking about, and I would be asking people, what is that? And I found out So you remember the lighter skinned sister in the group? Both of them had their hair cut really short, and I was like, no, that's not me, you know. But anyway, so I had been wearing my hair like that off and on since then, and I probably was about like 19 or 20 or something like that. Okay, it's just like it's a style that I always go back to because I love the style. Okay, if you look at my the very first video I put on here, which was the introductory to my tarot videos from my other channel, the picture that the app caught is black and white picture of me with that hairstyle. That was actually a headshot, you know, because like I said, I was an actress and I needed, you know, professional headshots. And I was dating a guy way back then. He was a photographer. He was a professional photographer. Got me a professional makeup artist and everything. And that's what that picture is. That's how I wore my hair back then. Okay, I had me some cold ass barbers. Okay, in DC, I had found one. He was just phenomenal. All right, but anyway. So this is my second set of sister locks. I had sister locks. I lived in Memphis, Tennessee. I used to work, I told you I went to seminary. I went to Mason Seminary, which is part of the Interdenominational Theological Center. I got hired on in the Church of God in Christ, Mason Seminary, C.H. Mason, the founder of the Church of God in Christ. I got hired on by one of the bishops to work at the Church of God in Christ publishing house in Memphis, Tennessee. So I went to, after I graduated from seminary, I was in Memphis for a little while working at the publishing house. And I met a lady there, her name was Blenna, and she did Sister Locks. I had never really heard of, well, I had heard of Sister Locks one time when I lived in Atlanta when I was in graduate school and seminary. Then I found her in Memphis. I was like, oh, I you know, heard about this Sister Locks thing, you know, because I hadn't heard of it before. So she gave me some Sister Locks. So this is my second set. Then here in Cleveland, I had traditional locks. I posted a picture of that on my old channel. Maybe I'll post it, you know, with this video or whatever at the end. But anyway, I had traditional locks that I started myself, but I started them. What is the method called? I had some before that I started that were twists, but I did not, you know, continue with the process. I think I did maybe for like 4 months or something like that, 3 or 4 months. But nevertheless, then I started them again, but I started them latchet method. I started myself latchet method, and I think I did that for like 6 months, and then I went to a loctician. My hair was really, those locks were so nice. And eventually I shaved one side. She shaved this side for me. So I'll post that picture up if you guys want to see it. And so with this set of sister locks, I got, you know, just the front side shaved here. And I go to a barber, okay, to cut it, but it's like $25. And I'm like, I don't want to pay $25 just for this little bit of hair. You understand what I'm saying? Like back in the day, a whole haircut was $10. You know what I'm saying? And it's not so much that I'm cheap or anything like that. I'm not. But certain things, it's just like, you know, you can save money. You can make these things yourself, you know, or you can do these things yourself. Like this is my raw shea butter with that I make myself. You know, it's like I'm not going to buy this. I can make this, you know, for me and my daughter, and it's really good for our skin and whatnot. So what I did, okay, I did this a few months ago, but I have not attempted. I got me some clippers, okay. I have never, you know, because even with the locks, when I did my own locks, when I started with the latchet way back in the day, okay, I don't want to say way back in the day, but a few years back when I had them, you know, I just felt like, you know, I could do that myself. And I sat there and, you know, parted it and everything and did my whole entire head, okay. I was going to do that instead of this set of sister locks. And I started to one day, and I was just like, I just didn't want to. I was like, I just go ahead and get the sister locks. Plus, for me, sometimes I don't mind paying for certain things because it's one, it kind of gets me out the house, and it's a community. So I like to go to the shop, you know, and chop it up, you know, with the sisters in there. You know, it gets me out of the house. You know, it's like I don't have to do every single thing. Some things I don't mind paying the money for because it's not just the style in and of itself. It's the community that comes along with it, you know. But and those sisters, I went to Egypt to sisters that does my locks, the sisters in her shop, the lady who does it, and another sister. They're the ones who told me about the Egypt trip. And, you know, I went with them. You know what I'm saying? So that's a whole community and a trip that I would have missed out on if I wasn't in that space. So sometimes I don't mind, you know, paying money you know, for certain things. So I'm going to try this on camera, okay? I'll probably just do one side. I ain't gonna hold y'all here for both sides, and we'll see, what the end gonna be. I watched a real quick video on it. I'm gonna try to be very careful. Hopefully I won't make no crazy mistakes. Hopefully I won't go into another lock. I might call my daughter in here just to, assure that I'm not, because it's like, see, like this lock right here, from the guy who originally did it. Now the sister who does my locks, she had the grid real nice. But some of the locks were just too thin for me. So some of them I combined, okay? So the grid is not like perfect like they require, for that sister lock method, because I combined some, and kind of messed up the grid. I really don't care too much about the grid. I'm not crazy about that because I don't really believe in, for myself, okay, putting, the lock styles and stuff that they have, all the updos and stuff like that. And it's got to look, perfect and neat. And I don't believe in all of that because that if you do that too much, it pulls at your locks. It's like the best thing that I have found for the hair growth is just basically, do your basic maintenance and leave it alone. So sometimes I will wear it up, and whatnot, maybe for a video or something like that. But in general, I just kind of just let them be free. So to me, I'm not crazy about, the grid. Even if I did wear those styles and whatnot, with my locks, it's like, I don't need to, I'm not, for me, locks don't have to be, just this neat, super neat, perfected, perfect looking thing. It's hair. You understand what I'm saying? And that's just not my thing. All right. I got guard number 1 on. I think I got I have it, let me see from what I put with the handle. Okay, I have the handle all the way back because I just want to see, I'm kind of testing it out first. I don't want the guard, all the way closed to get right at the scalp. I'm just kind of take my time with this for you all who are, who know how to work these things. All right, here we go. All right, my hands. I don't want to have no slippage. Okay. So basically, let me see. Okay, so I really don't. Okay. Now probably because I have. Okay. I see a little something happening, but probably because I have the guard, the thing all the way back, it ain't really too much. Oh, I see it coming down a little bit. I feel like whenever I'm afraid to do something, I feel like I look at it like this. Other people doing it, so why can't you? You understand what I'm saying? If other people can do it, so can you, get your courage up and go and do what needs to be done. All right. So I'm not quite sure anything really came off. So I'm going to get this guard down further. I do see a little something. Yeah, okay. Let me get this guard down further. I guess I can do it without the guard too, but I don't know. There we go. And it ain't like I'm trying to, get a certain kind of a fade or look. No, I'm just trying to get this hair off. I'll get it down to the scalp. Because the lady I usually go to, she was like, you want it shorter? I'll be like, yeah, honey, I like it super duper short. I mean, sometimes I got like it so short, it's almost bald. At one time, I wish I had the picture. I don't have a lot of pictures from when I was in college, but when I graduated from college, I went to get my hair cut. Right before graduation, I wanted my shit to be fresh. So I got it super, super short, And the barber I had at the time, he was like, you want it short like that? I was like, yeah. I didn't realize how short it was because I majored in, film production, communications. I was in the school to see communications. I knew the guy who was over the Howard's television station. So we was on the football field for graduation, and he was going around with the camera, for the station, you know, record everything live. He got to me, and I was like, hey, and he was like, take off your cap, because everybody knew how I wore my hair. I took off my cap. He was like, girl, when you took off your cap, the sun was like, pow, right on your bald head, because I was basically bald, okay, for graduation, because I was telling my barber to cut it shorter and shorter and shorter. But anyway, let me see, because I don't feel like I'm really making progress here. Oh, yes, I am. Okay, yes, I am. And see, I'm trying to, like I said, be careful because I don't want to hit one of my locks. And because I combined some and got that grid, messed up the grid, it could be easy to kind of hit a lock by accident. Okay. Now, okay, I see something happening. Okay, I see it. It's my first time. It might look kind of patchy and stuff, but hey, you live and learn. You continue to practice at something. You just continue to do it, to get what it is that to get perfect at it. Now, I think I'm kind of scared. I don't know if I should take the guard off, because I did see one video said something about, it said how to cut with the guard. And I'm like, well, shit, if you can cut with the guard, that means you can cut without it, right? So let me see. All right, hold on. Let me get this little brush. Hold on. Okay, it ain't too bad, because I just asked my daughter. She looked at it. I said, do it look patchy? And she was like, no. She know what I was talking about. And I pointed to my hair. So that means, she was like, it does, she didn't even notice it, really. So that means it look all right. Now, I'm going to try this without the guard. Let's see what happens. There we go. Okay. But because the good thing is, ooh, the good thing is my locks can cover it up. Okay. Hi. I had even, like, when I was in seminary, when I lived in Atlanta, I went and got it, got my hair relaxed. And it was some days, I was college, I'm still I'm a graduate student. It was some days I had found an excellent beautician, honey. Let me tell you. So sometimes she would have that perm relaxer in my hair a little too long. Okay, a couple times I was scalpy, because see, growing up, my uncle owned a beauty salon here in East Cleveland, Ohio, a Kia salon. He owned wig shops. Okay, and then he owned a beauty salon, a Kia salon. Okay, for those of you familiar, everybody know Mr. James in a Kia salon. Okay, this is my mom's brother. But anyway, his wife did my hair, ever since I can remember. And she cut it. She even cut my hair. So I had always worn my hair short, whether it was, perm or natural. I had wore it, for the most part, short. And, but anyway, so, but, she would charge me, my mother, like $12. You know what I'm saying? To, do my hair, okay? But she was cold, okay? She was good at what she did, and she wore her hair short. So she liked short hair, you know what I'm saying? So she was real good at, whatever they got to do, layering it up, so on and so forth, to cut it and have you out there looking good. But, when I was in Atlanta. So I couldn't, I was real leery. And she didn't see, she came old school. She didn't like, relaxers because she knew about the chemicals and how dangerous it was for your hair, this, that, and other. But, that was what people was doing. So she started doing that. But so when I was in Atlanta, it was like I knew this girl, my friend, this girl named Monica. Listen, Monica's hair was always way down the middle of her back, okay, and it was naturally hers, okay. So I started going to her beautician because I know she treasured her hair. We don't let nobody fuck it up. So I started going to her beautician, and that lady hooked me up, okay. Like I said, the only thing I didn't like is sometimes she would have the relaxer in too long. But times when I couldn't afford to, pay her or whatever, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this myself. I would, there was even times, what did I do? No, I'm getting the story mixed up. Because because I was there for 3 years, I did go through a period where I didn't have it relaxed. But anyway, whatever. I would get a hot comb myself, and do my hair myself, okay? Of course, that wasn't when I had it. I know I didn't do that when I had my hair relaxed. I'm thinking sometimes something in me saying, yes, you did. Oh, yeah, because I couldn't afford to go get the touch-up. So, I'm put that hot comb on the stove. You understand what I'm saying? And I had never done that myself before, you know what I mean? My hair didn't fall out or anything like that, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying that to say, if I want to do something, I can't afford it. And it ain't so much I can't afford the $25. I mean, my financial situation is kind of rough right now, but it's just money that I could save, and I like the sister who cuts my sides. I love talking to her, but at the same time, it's like I have to do what I have to do for myself, because I'll be sitting there with a little afro on the side. All right, I'm gonna do this side and I'm gonna come back. All right, so my daughter, I asked her how it looked. She said, look good. This side feel like less hair over here than this side, but this one I feel that scalp real good. I like that. Every time I get my hair cut, when I go, get it faded out and whatnot, I don't care how my hair could be down here, if I don't want it no more and I want to go back to my fade, that's what I'm going to do. And then people look at me like I'm crazy, but it's cool. I have been pretty much misunderstood all my life. That's why I put that strange video up where you hear Grace Jones singing Strange. For those who remember Strange, okay, from what was it? Boomerang, because I would do things like that. You know what I'm saying? I was wearing my hair, because even when I went back to Howard that summer, after in the fall for school, when I had my hair faded out, like I said, it was not in thing back at that time. So I got a lot of strange looks, you know what I'm saying? And people, why you do that? You know what? What's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? I remember one dude, he was like, guys like girls with long hair. I was like, I don't care what guys like, baby. This is what I like for me. Crazy thing is, my junior year, at one point, I went on ahead and I relaxed it, okay? But I still wore it short. I didn't like it, okay? And I've done that so many times, where I'll have it natural, fade, and I'll let it grow, and then I'll relax it, okay? Well, that's what I was doing then. I did that a lot of times, but I never liked it. Nothing against anybody who likes their hair straight. I'm talking about me. I didn't like it. I didn't like my hair shedding, and hair sheds, period. You know what I'm saying? But I just didn't like the straight hair. It's like it had no volume to me. It just didn't have that beauty to me that I like, okay? The way I look at things, all right? And come to find out, so I was asking my friends, what should I go back to my fade? What should I do? What should I do? So we going around asking people what they thought. And one guy, I said, how you like my hair like this with the perm? He said, it's nice. It's nice, Nikki. That's nice. I said, well, what about when I wore my fade? He was like, oh yeah, baby, that was real nice. That was real nice, So it kind of went from people like looking at me crazy, like first day on campus, like what the hell did she do to her hair? Why she do that, to people, like I can't see you any other way, because some people did. Even after I graduated, that I kept in touch with, when I would go through various things with my hair, it was like, they was like, I can't see you any other way. That's so you, that's classic you. It just fits you and your personality perfectly. And I have found, even over the years as I got older, you know what I'm saying, it just still fit. When I would go get my hair faded out, it's just like I would feel like, so free, But I wanted Sister Locks. I wanted something different. I want to try to let it grow as long as possible. We will see. You never know with me. I may get on camera one day, fade it out. You'd be like, what the hell did she do? Why did she do that? Because to me, I don't really look at hair like, I'm not attached to it as far as a style is concerned. It is an expression of me. You know what I'm saying? I feel like hair is an expression of who we are, what we think, how we feel about ourselves, so on and so forth. I mean, it sits on the top of our head. It's like our crown in a sense, But for me, so that's why I wear it natural. Okay, but then you don't have to wear one particular style with it natural, But that fade is just classic, who I am and what I like. I do like my Sister Locks. I love my Sister Locks. I enjoy my Sister Locks. So this is the best of both worlds for me. When I had my other locks and I had the one side faded out, and it went, I think it was a little bit up higher, back further the way she did. Sometimes she would put, designs with the parts and stuff in it on the side. It kind of, I didn't really like it because I liked it, but I didn't because I like it. To me, this is like even, like balance, having it on both sides. It's even and balanced, and I like it. I like the look, okay? And for me, it's not too high, whatnot, and I can still, cover it up, okay? So y'all see my gray. I've been wearing my hair back then when I had those locks. She bleached it, okay, and then got to a point where I told her I wanted a little red in it. When I was at Howard, my sophomore year, one of them years, no, my junior year, when I had my fade, and sometimes I would let it grow a little bit, but I for 1 week straight, I put hydrogen peroxide in it every single day because I wanted to see, what was going to happen. First, it turned like this kind of pretty red. Then it was just like this flaming orange like color, okay? And it dried it out. It did, But I had like a little moisture regimen that I did, if I remember correctly, But grew that out. I bleached it. I've done a platinum thing, all kind of stuff, to it. So when I had my other locks, when the sister was bleaching it, it was pretty, but my locks was coming out like this, and she said I wasn't moisturizing it enough, I might not have been moisturizing it enough, okay, but I didn't like my locks coming out like that. So what I did with these, my first year with Sister Locks, of course, I couldn't color it or anything. You got to be real careful because it'll unravel. So I just kept it like it was. It was real small, And then I wanted to try something different, all red. So I tried all red. And I initially just used a rinse. Only one time did I actually dye it, okay, color it. And I just got a box, from the hair store or whatever. And then, but ever since then, I use, I do a rinse, in it. And, shit, I can't think of the brands, but the last time I did, I just mixed up a whole bunch of different reds. And that's probably what I'll do this time as well. Sometimes I kind of like the gray mixture, and then sometimes I don't. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, I'm 49 years old. Sometimes that gray, it bothers me. I am not going to lie, Sometimes it doesn't bother me. So whatever, we just walk the path that we walk and we get to where we get to, when and wherever, you don't have to, you don't have to be this way, have to feel that way about, you feel what you feel, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes the aging process for me, when I was younger and didn't know no better, because I hadn't gone through it, I didn't think I would ever have an issue with it. But when it started hitting me and I started seeing things, and I get a lot of, you look young, you're younger than your age, you don't look 49 and 7, and that's wonderful, that's great. But I look in the mirror and I see the difference, from when I was 49 versus when I was 45, or when I was 39, or whatever the case may be. So it's a challenge, you know what I'm saying? It's a challenge. So until I'm ready 100% to say, hey, I like my gray, I'm gonna go with it full steam ahead, I will. But, we'll see. And then, too, it's not even even always about, oh, I think it's ugly, I feel old. Sometimes it is, I just like the art of, I like, you know, doing things to myself. I like getting my putting on nail polish sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I just think that's just a part of our nature as human beings. I like wearing jewelry. You know what I'm saying? I like coloring my hair because it's fun. It's something to do. It's a different look. It's a different feel. You know what I mean? And I just like the art of being able to decorate the human body, the way in which, I want to. Like, out all my piercings. My daughter was like, please don't get no more. Let me see. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 over here. I think I just got 5 over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It was always just supposed to be one less over here than over here. I wanted to get it another piercing up here. This is the latest piercing that I've gotten. It was supposed to be further from these two. It should have been over here a little bit, but it wasn't the piercer's fault. I told him to put it there, and then I want to get another one, but I think I'm kind of cool on it right now. But so I may just get another one over here. But honestly, I'm at a point really with my piercings, I'm satisfied. I mean, I had my belly button pierced and everything. I took that, I had that in for like a couple of years, and it just started hurting after a couple of years, and I just took it out. I tried to put it back in, and it hurt. I was like, it's not worth it for me. I don't have to have it. Got a few tattoos on me. I like the art of, that's we are artists in that regard. We are all artists in that regard. We are a canvas, and this is how I look at it. We're canvas, and do what it is that you want to do. I may not like it. Some other people may not like it. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so I'm just saying that to say as to why sometimes I, color my hair. It's not always a matter of, oh, the gray, I feel old. Now I don't like the way it looks. Sometimes it's just a matter of, like I said, I like the fun of it, coloring it, something different, But so anyway, that's that. I'm going to try to come through with a video or two of my poetry. I was going to do something tonight. Someone else was going to come on tonight with a particular topic, but we're going to put that off for tomorrow because Batman that came out. Okay, me and my daughter love the superhero movies. We love DC Comics, but we really love Marvel. Okay, Marvel's my shit. Okay, and I'm really gonna say the movies. Okay, because sometimes I will go online and look up each character in the Marvel universe, and I'm like, damn, it is so intricate. My dad, he told me, he used to be in the comics when he was a kid. He, and the first man I was married to, he knew the ins and outs of all of it. And I'm like, my God, it's so detailed. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, and so we're going to go see Batman tonight. Just found out the movie is like, 2 hours and 56 minutes long. So we're leaving. We're going at about the 3 o'clock show, 3:45 show. I have to prepare for that. All right. So poetry coming up, and our what we was going to talk about, me and the sister, what we was going to talk about, we're going to do that tomorrow. Okay, I think we said about like 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3. And then she was like, hey, we can do it at 10 o'clock in the morning. I told her, I was like, all right. So I'll know for sure. Y'all just it's gonna be live. I know I don't have enough subs to live, but I'm gonna try to do StreamYard or something like that. All right, y'all be blessed. Peace.